Hello students, welcome to Top Scholars. Students, today we are going to discuss about an interesting topic, and that is contact and non-contact forces. Now student, first of all, the question mark. What is exactly a contact force? It's very simple. The contact force is the force which arises when two bodies comes in contact. So what is a contact force? The force which arises when two bodies comes in contact. For example, if you'll see here, the boy is hitting the ball. Without the contact between the boy and the ball, there won't be any force applied. So this particular force is called as the contact force. Now students, let's talk about the types of contact force. So the first type we'll be discussing, that is the normal reaction. Now the question mark, what is exactly a normal reaction? Students, see, listen, as we know that contact force is nothing but when two bodies comes in contact. So when you'll consider a normal force, it is nothing but just a balancing force. That is when one body is balancing another body. For example, if you'll observe here, there's a table out there and on that table there is a wooden plank. Obviously that wooden plank would be having some weight and that weight would be acting vertically downwards. But is that wooden plank in motion? No. The reason behind that is the table is balancing its weight, and such type of force is called as the normal reaction. Now students, the force exerted on one body is always equals to the force exerted by the other body. Okay? So this is basically your normal reaction. Now let's talk about the frictional force. Now you must be thinking, what is exactly friction? So students, have you ever observed that when you push a body, there is some resisting force, or you can also call it as there is some invisible force which is opposing the motion. That particular opposing force is called as the frictional force. Okay. Now, frictional force, again it arises when one body is moving over another body. So this is also called as the contact force. Now students, note this, that frictional force acts parallel to the surface and opposes the motion. Now let's move on to your third force, that is the upward biand force. Now students, if you'll observe here, there's a glass filled with water and ice is floating on it. Now the question is, how ice is able to float on it? So as we heard about the Archimedes principle, he says that when a body is immersed in a liquid, it experiences a certain force. That particular force will be called as the biand force. And if the body floats, then that biand force is always equals to the weight of the body.
To learn more about this topic, download Top Scholars app.